Alright, hello everyone, I'm Connor from Project Heroes, back for another episode of our Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts World Conquest Campaign, whatever we're calling this, our 1890 France campaign. That's the word I'm looking for. Um, so in today's video, I really don't know if we're actually going to get into combat still, but maybe we'll see a battle towards the end of the video. Right now, let's get right into it. Where we last left off, we finished our research on hull strengthening. We got our new structural steel, which gives us better hull form resistance, better hull weights. We don't know what we're getting next in that, but I think we're, for now, going to hold off on more hull strengthening and probably move to something more something that we're gonna get sooner. Something like maybe torpedo protection, which is always nice. To get this early on, 1892 tech. I thought yesterday it said 1898. I'm probably thinking something else actually. Oh, I'm thinking torpedo tubes, aren't I? Yeah, tube mechanism. Sorry, excuse me. Tube mechanisms 1. Don't worry, guys, I can English. All right. Well, suppose, yeah. So we'll just stick with the hull protection. Then we'll worry about that later. The torpedo tubes, I mean, probably do that next. As for our ships, what are our finances looking like? Oh, pretty good. Still have the 50% crew training. I didn't really explain this in the last video, but the reason why I kept this at 50% is so I can get some bonuses to my crew experience, which in this game, if you keep that super low, your crew are going to remain at like cadet level, at least at 50%. There'll be a decent level of experience, trained, I think, and then you pump that all the way up, and yeah, they'll be pretty good. I don't think not the most important thing when you're not in the middle of a war, but it's nice to have it at least somewhat ready for when that does eventually happen. We have a lot of monthly balance to spare, so we're gonna quickly put that into our transport capacity here. 3.2. Yeah, I'd say let's leave it at 3.2. Give us some wiggle room just in case. Alright, and let's move on. We are now in January of 1891. Let's move to February. I can speak, don't worry. I just woke up, so. At a press conference, journalists question the compatibility of the fleet. What is your reply? Fleet is capable at any time to perform the tasks assigned to it. That just gives us more prestige and lowers our unrest, which is something I probably will do because it just does it for free, essentially. That would be a nice way to lower that so I can get more just budget bonuses later. This will raise our prestige, raise our unrest, raise our naval budget, only at the loss of 1.5% of our GDP, but we gain 2% naval budget, and we lower relations with the Germans and Austro-Hungarians. Actually, let's do that. More naval budget, plus I make the others angrier at us, so we might actually fight something today. That's something that I do kind of want to do, is fight someone. Gives me a chance to get a variation of my screenshots with a for the thumbnail, because the first video I just went and do the custom battles, and didn't even use a hull from 1890 to make that ship, which was probably not the thing I should have done, but I think you got the point across. Nickel steel armor. Alright, that's awesome. Turret mechanisms, enhanced turret cylinders, more traverse speed. Could do cruiser design. 4,500 ton heavy cruiser. Oh, that's right. So I already had the 3,000 ton light cruiser, but instead I'm missing the... Yeah, let's do... Oh wait, what do I have for... Actually, let's do the special mission. This is what happens when I'm recording at only about 20 minutes after I wake up. I can't talk at all. Lighter reciprocating system, which will be done in about 3 months, and cruiser design will be about 5, so I'm not too worried about cruiser design. That will finish on its own. Alright, next month. Tensions. Let me check on the politics. Italians like everyone, relatively anyway. The Austro-Hungarians are actually not upset with the British, which is amazing to me. Usually they get pretty mad with each other pretty quickly. Yeah, my tensions are getting worse with them. Which, from a video game standpoint, something that we actually want. The press accuses you and your staff for delays and disruption of ship construction contracts. What is your answer? Personal investigation and punish everyone who's responsible. It's a slander invented by political parties of the opposition. Yep, sounds like something a politician would do. No offense to anyone. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. If I were to do this, I don't actually have the money technically. That would put me not in a great place. But I need to lower my unrest, so I'll do that at the cost of some of my naval prestige. Really don't need a budget increase right now. Our economy is growing, so at a pretty decent rate. So actually, can I add some more to the transport capacity? Got a lighter reciprocating system. Now, let's do control station. Give us some better gun aiming and accuracy. Financial crisis in industry has a decreased tax income. The government wants to cut the Navy's budget. What is your reaction? That would be a big hit to my naval prestige, but it will also lower the unrest the most, which is kind of what I need right now. Now it's an even split, 13-13. Alright, that's good. Good enough for me. Fishermen complain that they're getting harassed by Germany. Military ships. Every way possible, the government asks you how to respond. Send a naval squadron. because that always solves everything. Head of Admiralties. Due to excessive naval expenditures, he may soon be replaced if he continues to underperform. Good job, the British, I guess. I don't know. That is something the AI does regularly, is overspend. And that is usually how their admirals get constantly replaced. What is their GDP? They have the highest GDP. And I actually have the lowest, which is a shame. Yep, transport capacity to the max. Did I finish research, or was that just me? It was just me. So we almost got torpedo protection. We also almost got the gun cotton. So after gun cotton, I think we'll move from explosives to... We're about to have gun layout done. We'll probably move to either shells. We're back to our hull strengthening. What is our shipyards looking like? We are still building our current expansion to those. New hull protections, torpedo protection, new gun layout, new explosives. Alright, let's move from hull protection. Let's do hull internals, and then from explosives, let's go to big guns. So we might actually get some Mark IIs. Probably do small guns after that, so I can get the Mark II 2-inch guns. And I think I'm actually going to look into doing a refit of our battleships, because now we have quite a bit of stuff put onto it. I think it's worth keeping our battleships up to date. So let's see here. What can we do? We can put triple steam expansion engines. We already have that. We can give it the nickel steel armor. And actually we can give it the anti-torpedo protection, because remember earlier or in the last episode when we designed this, I gave it balanced rudder with the intention that I wasn't going to get in torpedo range with this thing. We can give it anti-torpedo protection on the off chance that I do end up getting into torpedo range and won't be able to turn out of the way in time. So this probably wouldn't be a bad idea, because if I did on the off chance to get into range with a torpedo boat or something, light cruiser with torpedoes, yeah, I wouldn't be able to probably turn out of the way in time. So, and with the extra weight that we managed to chip off with the new armor and engine, this would probably be a, well, good opportunity to add that. Coincidence rangefinder, so we can have some really accurate guns. Yeah, 40% accuracy, whereas before I think we were at 37. If I recall correctly, we can also give it white powder propellant, which will increase that accuracy further to 43. And now that we have gun con, that will increase our damage and lower the weight of our shells. So yeah, we have a lot of weight to spare now. So we can actually probably do a 16-inch, 14-inch belt like I originally intended. Probably increase the armor on the superstructure. And maybe more on the conning tower. Yeah, a little. That's always nice. And I think after that, probably call that good. Oh, my quarters are still cramped. That's not good. That's something I must have forgotten about in the last video. Let's lower the superstructure armor back down to 1. Why is my... Wait. 18% speed. Something here didn't get... Okay, I apparently must have skipped over a lot of stuff when making this ship. I could have sworn that I had this set to 18 knots. That, yeah, probably just in my rush to fix it, in my rush to swap to the proper hole yesterday, I probably completely forgot about that. So that would be on me. But we fixed it now, so whatever the situation was. Just bump that up. Bump you up. 20.3 conning tower, 13.5 main belt. Still not exactly where I would like to have the main belt at. I would at least want it at 14, but I really don't have the weight to spare on this thing. So I'd say for a refit, it is definitely an improvement. So let's save the design. Let's see here. Do we want to do anything with our other ships? I remember this one yesterday. I only left at 21 knots, but I would really like it at 22. So let's see what we can do here. I'm not too worried about torpedo protection on this. Okay, that makes it overweight. What if I gave you the rangefinders, white powder, and gun guns? Still too heavy. If I put you back down to 21, yeah. I suppose I don't need this thing to go that quickly. I gave you the torpedo protection. That's still too much. Let's just give you some added armor and be done with it. Yeah, call that good. I'm not too worried about the light cruisers right now. I mean, I guess I could give them some stuff, but I don't want to have my whole navy under refit, and then the torpedo boats, I really just don't care. Because if anything, I'll just make a new design rather than refitting those, because they're supposed to be cheap and not really that great to begin with. So let's start by refitting our battleships. Cost a month, 256k. I think I can afford that. Barely, so we'll start with the battleships. Those should be done relatively quickly, I believe. The British and Germans are at war. That's expected. I'll probably be dragged into it pretty quickly. Control stations, I don't need those. I forgot to take my research off of that. Could do destroyer design. Could continue down cruisers. What are semi-armor piercing shells? More AP damage at the lowering of actual pen and range. Torpedo tubes, no. Well, maybe. See, I don't really know if I want to use semi-armor piercing, and I suppose that would be for a ship where I would be using maybe like a heavy cruiser to shoot at light cruisers or something, I suppose. Or a battleship to shoot at heavy cruisers. Something that has a gun that's bigger than what's really needed. So I would probably rather use that for a ship like that, but that's granted I actually encounter a fleet with those, so 22 months. Shells I'm not really worried about as much. I would say let's do hull construction. It always helps our stuff to do that. And then our ships, our fleet. How long was it going to take the refit? Apparently only a single month because they're all done. So in that case, let's do the refit of our heavy cruisers. Yep, that will only take them a month. Tensions are increasing, demanding the withdrawal of our fleet operating near their borders, claiming that it threatens their trade lines with neighboring countries. The government requires your advice on how to reply. Well, I'd say let's go to war. Yep, we are now at war with the Germans. So we can see we have our war score over here on the right side of the screen. We have 0 victory points versus 0 victory points. So apparently it doesn't really show up on the other main war tab. It just shows the British and Germans right now, but that might update here in the next month. Like I said, the game is still early access, so I don't expect everything to work right, but we are now in January 1892. Relations with the British Empire have reached a point where an alliance seems possible. Diplomats from the British Empire are asking to sign a special trade agreement which will be non-profitable for our nation, but will strengthen further our relations. What are your thoughts? Okay, well, I don't have the naval funds, and I don't really like the loss of a budget, and I can really handle myself. So, yeah, this will give quite a blow to our relations with them. So, yeah, we'll do that. Austro-Hungarian Empire observes so far the war, but seems to slowly mobilize its forces against us. Yay. Yeah, no one likes me now. The Italians like me all of a sudden. All right, well, let's start deploying our ships. Mostly, I think I'm going to deploy a fleet down here to kind of intercept. But we're about to see how effective our ships are. I think we'll give that a sizable fleet. Let's take a battleship and some light cruisers and have them come up over here. And like I said, when designing these ships, the torpedo boats aren't really meant for anything other than just going around and defending the ports. I'll leave some of my ships in the ports to keep the torpedo boats from being completely overwhelmed. Finances, we suddenly get a big boost to our naval budget, so we can pump up our crew training to the max. We can also build our shipyards again to give us that 19,500 tons that we need. Because I think we are going to, after big guns, Mark 1 13-inch, okay, we might keep going down big guns a bit. We'll do the emergency wooden plugs to give us better ship repairs for flooding. Help us stop flooding quicker. But after that, we will probably move to getting better ship hulls. Press in various countries is fully supporting our war efforts. That is awesome. Germany is losing transports, so that's one thing that we need to keep an eye on is our own transports. If we start losing those, that means we need to start deploying ships to protect them more. Because if we start losing transports, our economy starts taking hits, and the Germans start gaining a lot more victory points, which we don't want. But I think this is also an opportune time to build a couple more battleships. Let's add another 4, so we have 8 of them. And then we'll give those for the refit. Let's also add crew, so I don't have to worry about that. Okay, we have a lot of battles here. Alright, so the first one I can't avoid. We are going up against a battleship and a heavy cruiser with our 2 heavy cruisers and 2 light cruiser fleet. It's a meeting. So this is the battleship Kaiser Wilhelm II class. So they have two 12-inch double barrel turrets, one twin barrel 9.7. Yeah, so they just have some guns. I don't think they have torpedo tubes. I don't think their heavy cruiser has a torpedo tube. It doesn't say it in the armament list on here. However, yeah, no, it would say if it has torpedo tubes. So all of my ships have torpedoes. So I think the strategy here the heavy cruiser I can probably gun down easily. Their battleship we will get into torpedo range with probably the light cruisers, because they have smoke and are the quickest. So enemy was spotted to the west. So here we are in battle though, with our beautiful ships. It's actually rather loud. That's a bit better. Alright, so yeah, here we are in battle with our lovely light cruiser. Heavy cruiser, I mean. This is our light cruiser, which is currently screening our heavy cruisers. I'll probably want to move those to their own battle line here in a moment. Let's increase our time compression. Start heading direct west so we can maybe spot the enemy. Let's get that in their own battle line so they're at least together before I get shot at. Oh, yep, there they are. We're already hitting them. This is not how I wanted this to go. Alright, we are immediately on the wrong side of the ships. Second, let's turn off your torpedoes, let's smoke you up, then have you start closing into the battleship. Detach you and actually have you come around. Torpedoes to address. Okay, they're not firing. That is because, that's right, you only have torpedoes in the aft. So I actually need to bring you around pretty quickly here before their actual guns get on target with me. Somehow I haven't actually taken any serious damage yet. Alright, shoot the torpedoes. Shoot it. Shoot it. Shoot it. Shoot the torpedoes. Launch the torpedoes. What is that cruiser doing? Oh, well, you're an idiot. This is the other problem I have. The AI is stupid. Very stupid. So that is... yeah, so that is one problem I have. So I'm trying to avoid and just go. Yeah, so I'm not entirely sure why the AI does that. You set it to aggressive and it just doesn't do what you want it to do. I mean, I suppose the strategy worked, I just didn't wow. I think I just watched one of the dumbest maneuvers I've ever pulled in this, and it actually worked. It didn't work how I intended it to, but it worked. Okay, can you launch a torpedo at this? Which of your tubes is actually filled? You have the aft tube? No, well, it sank anyway. Alright. So this is why I don't like using bigger fleets, because I can't pay attention to every single one of them, and something like that happens. Well, I mean, we got good results. We sunk a battleship and a heavy cruiser and didn't lose any ship. Actually, we have one that wasn't even damaged. But, yeah, that was awful to watch. We can attack a convoy. Let's attack the smaller one with our single battle. My voice cracked. Single battleship first. And then after that, where are we at for time? 30 minutes. Yep, let's do this battle and probably call it a day. Oh, they are far away. Southwest. Yeah. So, in the gameplay that I've done recently, in the test playthroughs, I actually haven't found an enemy convoy yet. Well, I mean, I've found the encounters, but actually in the battle, I haven't actually seen a transport ship yet. Which is odd, because usually you would find them right away. As soon as you ran into the enemy, their transport's all behind them, but I just can't seem to find them in the test campaign that I did the other day. So we are going to find out if that still holds true in this playthrough. Well, I should probably... Let's do a screenshot. Let's do... that angle. There we go. Quick screenshot there. And that was perfect timing because the enemy's right there. Let's mess them up. Let's angle our ship. Get that armor angle back toward them. Try and blow past their fleet and find the soft little transports behind there. They have torpedo boats, so I have to be careful here. It's like we already discussed, I do not want to be in torpedo range with these things. Boats trying to charge straight at me. I want to get my broadside on them. Get all those 3-inch casemates looking at them, staring them down. See how well this goes. It's a hit. Oh yeah. Yep, we got it. Nice. Okay, move on to the next one. It's one torpedo boat down. Oh yeah. Yep, that's good hits on there. They seem to be going down pretty quickly. Kind of bulkheads do they have on this? Tell me. It usually tells me. Oh, here we are. Yeah, few bulkheads. Yeah, they were screwed. Where are their transports at? That's what I would like to know. Where are the transports? I would suspect they would be heading away from me, so they probably turned tail and ran this direction. If I were to guess. Now, I could always just go back and sink the ships. The reason why I'm ignoring the ships right now instead of waiting to sink the ships and then go after the transports is because we just sink all their escorts. The battle will actually end, even if you don't sink all the transports. And the battle, once it's over, you don't get to sink any more of the transports, so it doesn't actually count them as sunk after you sank the escorts, which is something that I really wish they would change. Because right now it's just annoying. There they are. Let's get them. The transports, they do exist. Just armed with a pathetic little, probably looks like a 2-inch. Shoots a 5-inch at this guy. You know what? I'm more worried about the transports right now. Come on. It's just a transport. Shoot them, kill them, sink them, do all that fun stuff. Snap their holes in two. Do what a battleship does best, which is just sink things. I overpenned with an HE shell. Yeah, that ship would probably... Yeah, it's seen better days. I don't want them to run away. So I want them to... That one's probably good. Finish off this one. Keep chasing down the rest of these guys. Yeah, he sank due to flooding. Yeah, once we finish dealing with all the transports, then we'll turn around and sink their escorts. Take care of this heavy cruiser that's running me down. It's out of ammo. Or HE. Oh, it must have taken max AP. Uses... Yeah, it must have taken max AP for its ammo ratio. A lot of damage. Was probably gonna sink that one pretty quickly here. Let's readjust and start shooting at that one because you're probably gonna flood. Yeah, let's send some more shots at that one actually. that one's probably fine. Yeah, you're gonna sink to flooding. Right? No, it stopped. Die already. Transport that refuses to die. Wow. This one... can't just turn around. I suppose I could. Come on. Okay, yeah, now I'm screwed. Yep, Strasbourg. Sunk. Yep. Just chopping down transports. This one's really nice. I really love this design. It's funny as a ship as it looks. It works pretty well. That's something that's unique about the French hulls is this weird shape that their superstructure has, or at least the hull has. Because it kind of curves upward, kind of pinches its way upward into the superstructure. I think historically, when the real life ships were built, the idea was to have the idea was to help its superstructure. How did you sink? Huh. Yeah, the idea of it was to help the hull's stability, so when just flip over. Of course, you could do that by just having the whole hull wide instead of just leaving the top thin. But you know, like I said, it was supposed at the time ships were that big, and they wanted one that was tall, and yeah, it just kind of ended up looking like a floating hotel. Forget what the actual design style was called. I think there was a term for it. I just don't remember it off the top of my head. I just call it floating. I think most people call them floating hotels because they also have a lot of these where the casemate guns will go. They have a lot of those, and they honestly look like hotel windows. But it's a common theme throughout most of the 1890 hulls. Compared to what the AI is built. What has the AI built? What does their light cruisers look like? Yeah. 5.1 inch guns. Yep, 4 inchers, 3.1 inch, 4.1 inch torpedo tubes. Yeah, standard light cruiser. Then their heavy cruiser sank somehow. I don't even know how their heavy cruiser sank. It just kind of sank. Distance between us and the transports. Water's making some weird sounds. Gun accuracy, currently 27% on the main guns. Low teens, secondaries, except for our 3-inchers, which are 7.2, but that's fine because I have a lot of them. Actually, I'm running out of 11-inch shells for the HE. But those light cruisers, they ain't gonna do nothing. 6-inch guns also opens out of HE, which is not that great of a thing. We're actually just overall running out of ammo for it. Problem is that if we start shooting AP at these things, we're going to overpen and do pretty much no damage. Okay, you just got messed up. You're flooding. You're probably going to die to flooding. I don't want to waste 11-inch shells on you. Yep. Okay, that one's probably going to flood to death. Let's finish you off with the secondaries. You're probably fine. I think we only have this transport. Alright. We only have this transport now. Left to go. Start shooting our main guns at the light cruisers. Finish off this last transport, maybe finish off the light cruisers hopefully, and then this battle will be done. Because I don't think these guys are gonna leave me alone. Our secondaries aren't really close enough to shooting with our secondaries. We are out of HE for these 11-inch and 6-inch. Secondaries. Don't depend on the transport. Constant fire. But we still did a decent amount of damage. So the AP won't do horribly. I once made a battleship a while back that was a campaign that used 9-inch guns, and I covered it in like 2-inch batteries, and I made it dedicated for convoy raiding, and the thing was an absolute menace against everything it faced. Even the other battleships, it was just an awful thing to go up against. I was really happy with myself on that one. Well, I remember what hull I used. I don't know if I'll be able to remake it because the game has updated since then. I think the balancing of the French stuff has changed a bit, I feel like. Because it used to be I would be able to slap on about 16, 18 inches of belt armor on these battleships when I first start out, but now it's a bit different. Usually that goes with the dual 11-inch guns. So, oh, there's another transport. That's nice. I'm running out of ammo. I might need to say screw it to the transports and just start gunning down these light cruisers before I run out of ammo, because yeah, they also destroyed my tower, so if I don't start taking care of these light cruisers soon, I'm gonna run out of ammo. Then I'm pretty much done for. Alright. Yeah, now's our chance to actually take care of the light cruisers. We've sank a decent amount of their transports, so I'm actually gonna say it's fine where it is, and we'll just take care of these light cruisers and call it the day. How much much damage do these things even do? Yeah, a decent amount. 40 shells on the 6-inch, which is our small little turret back here. Letting this. Come on, 3 inches. Do your job. That sort of works. Letting. Hit the conning tower on the other light cruiser. They've ended up bunching themselves together, which is not going to help them at all. Because any shells that I miss on this one will possibly fly over and nail the other one. Okay, maybe not now because it's re-angled. Oh, that was a good hit. It's blocking a lot of my shells. I'm wondering if that's the plunging fire just bouncing off their deck armor. Deck armor, yeah, they have a 1-inch main deck build, so I wonder if they're bouncing shells off their deck armor or not. It's possible. Much rather than be, because I would find it very unlikely. They have a 6-inch main build, and I think everything I have should be able to go through that at this range. Even the 3-inch guns, so I would imagine that, yeah, it's just bouncing off the top of their deck. Yeah, build pen, 3 inches or low. Yeah, at this range, build pen is going to. Alright, I don't have to worry about it. Back up, back up, back up. Back up. Stop. Back up. Alright, now go forward. Alright. Now shoot the loser. Shoot that fucker. Come on, turn yourself. I wasn't paying any. I was looking at the one cruiser and didn't realize the other one whipped around to shoot a torpedo at me. That was fortunate. I looked just in time to see that. Some preemptive reverse. So we didn't get all the transports though. We got we got 60% of the transport, so we completed the objective. Oh wait, no we didn't, because it says sink 100% of the transports, protect 50% of my own ships, which I only have the one, so yeah, we did. We'll win either way, even if we didn't sink all the transports. We got a decent amount of them, and we just sank all their escorts, so the battle will automatically end. Won't give me a chance to hunt down those last few transports, which is still a shame, but yeah, there's a lot more of them. I thought I only had like 2 left. Apparently I had a lot more. Yeah, a couple of them were heavily damaged and just didn't sink, I suppose. But with that, we have completed our first convoy raid and racked up a lot of victory points with that, with only some medium damage being done to our own ship. We were completely outnumbered and probably shouldn't have survived that. If the AI was any smart, they would have closed in with those torpedoes a lot sooner, because I would not have been able to turn out of the way. Although we slowed down quick enough to reverse out of the way. With that, though, I think we're going to call this video... Yeah, we're going to call this video good for the day. So if you all enjoyed, please like and subscribe so you can hit that bell icon so you don't miss when I post the next video. With that, I will see you all next time.